everything with you been?
Not bad. I got a sunburn today at work, and it's pretty good because it's not badly burnt.
You still
But I
painting?
hope it. Yep, I hope it fades to tan. And
That's what mine's been doing. So
let's see. I went to this place in Goshen yesterday called Trailside Treats. It's like a little ice cream place, and I got this Cookie Monster ice cream. So it's like a blue dye in it.
I've seen them before. They usually have chocolate chip cookies in them, right?
Yeah, some of them, and turned my poop green today.
That's always good. Mine's usually green or just a puddle. Right now, I'm dealing with You ever seen a cave cricket before?
I think so. What, they're like the size of like an iPhone or whatever?
It can be. I can't find the one. It kind of disappeared to my left. But my wife left the basement door open all day. I went to the dump earlier and got rid of a bunch of shit. And now there's, I don't know, I saw 4 or 5 of them right before I started recording. So
Oof.
I'm not in the mood to be down in my basement right now, but it is what it is.
Speaking of bugs, I saw something online today, and it said something about there's like a new tick species found in New York, and everybody should be like warned. I'm like, yo, you tried to warn us about murder hornets 2 months ago, and I haven't seen one or heard one story about them since then.
I think they just found one dead body or something like that. I get most of my information from Rogan, so you can't really trust what I say either. But from what I saw in there, there was like one dead body found, and then everyone blew it up because Corona.
It's like that guy in Florida that had his face eaten because that guy, one guy had bath salts in his system, and like,
yeah, the homeless
everybody
dude
tried doing bath salts, and they just ended up ODing instead.
Yeah, I tried bath salts and then found out they were actual bath salts, so it just burnt my nose.
Oh my!
Yeah, it wasn't that fun. Not as fun as they made it out to be.
But what about you? What you been up to?
Still unemployed, so not much. I was unemployed before all this. I was just doing comedy, and now I don't have that, so I'm officially worthless. I worked with my uncle the one day. He's an electrician, so that was fun. I was outside all day. Also got sunburnt, picking up rocks and stuff like that. It was a good time.
Yeah, it's been a little difficult just painting with my dad because just with everything going on right now, let's jump back to like March. There was maybe a total of 2 weeks, I'd like to say, where I didn't work at all because people were just worried to death about like us.
Any kind of contact?
Yeah. Like there was this one house that I went to, and it was right in Warwick, so it was like 10 minutes for me. I'm like, okay. And I had to go around the back of the house to go inside. And if it's like I had to go get a paintbrush or an extra paint can, I had to go all the way back to the front of the house to the truck and then go all the way back in because they didn't want us touching the front door handle or using their bathroom or anything. I'm like
you want us using our paint? Like, I could just not paint the house.
Exactly. It's like I would have to like go home to use the bathroom. It's like this is just a waste of a day. We're realistically working less than 7, maybe 6 hours.
Yeah, people got weird. They're loosening up now. I saw that you posted a thing on Facebook about Mid-Hudson opening up.
Yeah, I think literally today is just phase 1. So it said select retail. So, places like Walmart and Target are already open, but
big business.
Yeah.
The ones that they claim to not want to help.
I went to Walmart like last week because I just needed a pillow. My pillow was just flat, so then I didn't have to wait on any lines outside, but they had to go through this protocol where security has to let certain people in at a time. And then you have to like stand on the 6-foot marker stickers, and yet they have one-way shopping aisles. I'm like, what is this?
The one by me didn't have the one-way shopping. It's kind of just like a free-for-all, but you had to wait outside for people to leave before you could enter.
But then again, it's Walmart, and none of them really care about their jobs because I don't even think they're getting a raise, despite the media saying they are.
Well, actually, ironically, by me, over in the tri-state area, I live right next to PA, and that's where our Walmart is.
Matamoros, right?
Yep. And they're making, I think they start like 15 something over there, a lot of them. So they make more than most of the other jobs in my area. It's weird.
Huh. Yeah, because the one I went to is the Middletown one, and
that one's crazy.
Everybody's just like so miserable there, shopper or employee.
So the ShopRite is in Montague. I speak from experience.
I always used to pass that ShopRite because me and my family used to go to High Point every now and again. I don't think I've ever been like shopping within that area. Used to be a Kmart down there or something like that, right?
Over by the Walmart, actually, there was a Kmart.
That's right.
That just shut down, I don't know, this last year. Apparently that ShopRite might move there. It's all, well, now I don't even know. Now it's probably completely up in the air. That's weird. I live right over by High Point. That's kind of where I live. So now you know how far I drive to Mike's.
You live directly in the tri-state, like almost center.
Yeah, it's not the funnest when you're driving an hour to every Mike that I go to, but as long as we get to do them, hopefully that's back up soon.
Yeah, I wanted to know like the exact plan that you had for what's it called, car open mic or parking lot open mic.
Yeah, it's annoying because I have Yusuf.
Yusuf Goff, yeah.
Yeah, I have him. I have Shane. I have Austin, and I have Walter in a group chat, and they're all very not responsive. Like they say that they want to do it, but then we can't really figure out a day yet or where to do it. But Yusuf apparently is buying a microphone or waiting on it to ship in that plugs into the car so that we could just do it in a parking lot. Or I have my son's karaoke machine that takes batteries. But Jersey, I think, is doing 25 plus people. So I said we could do a parking lot. If not, for just an open mic, if you're just taking people that we know just to do a mic, we could do it in state land, like just go to the woods.
Okay.
And they all were down for it. We just haven't found a day to do it. And it's weird for me because I don't want to pick a day or a spot because I don't live near anybody. So I figured Yusuf or someone who already hosts a mic would pick a day for it, but I have to message them after this actually and see if they figured that out yet.
Okay. Yeah, like I'm just thinking because all those guys are Bergen County and you're Sussex County?
Yeah, they're all like, I know Yusuf does the Boiler Room. That's like an hour and 20-ish from me.
Yeah, I only been there once. Not bad mic though.
They're doing it right now if you want to do the virtual.
No virtual mics.
No, Carl invites me every time and I don't respond, but he keeps inviting me.
Facebook account Carl.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of them, ironically. Brendan Wanderlick, he has 2 of them. I thought he blocked me or something because I saw him pop up in my mutual friends or suggested friends. I was like, oh, I could have sworn I already had him. And I do. It's just he has a second account now. So, I don't know. I never understood that. I have like an actual page now. Like I made a Preston Hasshagen Facebook, I don't know, page, whatever you want to call it. That way I could, because a lot of my friends and family, I don't invite them to anything I do comedy-wise, and I don't show them anything I do comedy-wise. So I have a separate account just to post jokes and stuff.
Yeah, I would see what it would make more sense to have a page than a second account, because like
second account's a lot of work.
Yeah, because like I'm just thinking, just like someone, let's just say hypothetical, someone will go to your personal and try to like take something you said 10 years ago and try to report you or cancel you. Not that anybody should be worried about that, but you got a lot of trolls and just PC people out there that.
Yeah, my Twitter would be bad for that.
I saw that happen to Kevin Monahan. You know him, right?
Yeah, I have him on Facebook. I don't know if I ever actually did a mic with him though.
He has 2 Facebooks. He has like, I guess one more for comedy and more for his like memes and conspiracies. Shout out Kev.
Yeah, I've actually seen the conspiracy stuff a lot. That's fun.
But I remember like a few months ago, he posted a Facebook stat saying someone went to my second account and reported me for something I said 10 years ago. It's like, oh, you got Kevin Harted, Kevin Monahan.
I actually just watched Kevin Hart on Rogan earlier. That was a really good episode again.
Yeah, that like him talking about his car crash, that was a little dramatic.
Yeah, he's kind of
he gets down to the signs and everything.
Yeah, I mean that was fine and dandy to me. I just like hearing him talk about business and work ethic and stuff, especially being as I remember when he first had his it was like a half-hour special or something on Comedy Central way back in the day, or maybe it was Grown Little Man I saw, and I remember telling my friend or my dad, I was like, yeah, I feel like he's going to be really big one day, and it was like 2 years later he blew up, and I was like, I told you. And then watching how it happened today, because he talks about how he did like the Shaq Comedy Jam or whatever, and then that's what kicked him off, and like just hearing about like how it just all kind of rolled out was really interesting to me. I just like hearing success stories.
Yeah, the Shaq comedy. I think, not gonna lie, the only one I've seen of that, and I don't know if I would count the roast because Jeff Ross did the roast for Shaq, but or Emmett Smith, I should say. But the only Shaq one I saw was a couple of old Bill Burr clips.
Yeah, I don't ever watch really any of the comedy jams and stuff. It's like I remember they used to do a bunch of stuff on BET, but I felt like I would get in trouble if I watched that channel, so I just didn't. I would just stick to like Comedy Central and hope for the best.
No, dude, that's what there's a little project I'm working on. I'm just writing like a whole bunch of memoirs. It's like I don't want to know if I want to make it like a novel or just like a how-to thing for comedy. Like save it for the future. But the thing I'm doing is like talking about how I wanted to do comedy and what inspired me to do it. Like when I was in middle school up until high school, my parents blocked like things like Comedy Central and E Network and MTV, you know, like channels 50, whatever, if you have IO, whatever, or Optimum.
Yeah, I grew up in Florida, so I had totally different channels.
When did you move to New York?
Well, I was born in Newton, New Jersey, and I lived up here till 4, and then I moved to Florida, and I moved, I don't know, I've moved like 20 something times because I lived all over Florida, and then I came back up when I was 13. Okay. And I've been stuck here since, which is I love it.
But within the memoirs of like I think that for some reason they unblocked Comedy Central eventually. So like I would have to stay up super late, like 11 or 12 at night to watch like a certain show or a special or just something. So when they went to bed, I would just like go downstairs or like go on the computer and find something. And I hate to sound basic, but the thing that kind of got me into comedy was just watching Tosh.0.
I used to love Tosh.0. I remember
it's
watching
watered down now. I can't really watch it too much anymore.
I haven't had any kind of cable or anything since my son's 8, so 7 years ago. I moved out of my parents' house, and I never got cable. I just always stuck to internet and streaming services. But it's funny.
I barely watch TV anymore.
I watch a lot of like YouTube. I like podcasts. I like to watch podcasts. And I like Rogan and Your Mom's House. I'm wearing like a Your Mom's House shirt, actually, or Dr. Drew After Dark shirt.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so I like that stuff a lot, and they show clips. But other than that, I don't really watch a ton. But it's also funny hearing like you and my buddy Marcus, who I've done a few episodes of the podcast with. You guys were both kind of like sheltered from things. Like you had like Comedy Central and stuff blocked. Meanwhile, when I grew up, my dad was like, "This is Richard Pryor. He's like the best comedy or comedian ever," and just like had me watch his first special when I was, I don't know, 8 or 9. And he's like, has like the match. It might not be like his first special, but it was the one like when he lit the match. He's like, "What's that?" He's like, "Richard Pryor running down the street after he set himself on fire and stuff." It was just ridiculous. I saw that. I saw Eddie Murphy Raw when I was like 10. My dad showed me a lot of things I probably shouldn't have seen. But I grew up watching that. I mean, I've always been like a big horror movie fan. So I saw American Werewolf in London when I was 8 or 9. I mean, I grew up watching things I probably shouldn't watch. Blazing Saddles I saw when I was like 8 or 9.
Oof.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've always been into comedy. I could definitely write like a memoir of like what not to do. Like I just show up to places and like don't get booked for anything. So I could be like the best example of what you should avoid.
Yeah, like when I wrote my what not to do and what to do section, like I didn't want to really make it just like bullet points and definitions. I just wrote down 1 or 2 stories along with it so that people could get somewhat of like a glimpse of just something that I've been through or someone else been through. Like let's see. I think while I'm still logged into my Gmail, I can look up one of them. I'll say one off the top of my head right now. One of them was called See the Light. And, you know, you get 5 minutes at the open mic. They tell you at the 4th minute, you will be lit up. So I think around the time I might have met you, so like what, July-ish last year, right?
Yeah, that sounds about right. I saw you at my third mic.
That's right. Let me find, where
over
is
at
this?
Tapped.
Got it. It's upload. So as part of See the Light, the first time that I went to Levity, and this is like the first time I think I really seen something like this happen. Went to Levity. It was like me, Sean Barry, Renee Stenko, like, you know, the usual suspects. And I went first. I think they were doing an alphabetical order for some reason that day. So, so the second guy went up. I don't remember his last name, began with a B, and Sean Barry was supposed to go third. But this guy pushed like 7 or 8 minutes.
They didn't just kick him off?
No, Mel and Anthony were like, hey, you're done. You're done. You're done. This dude just kept talking and talking and talking about baby dicks for some reason.
That's weird because Anthony Quinn begins with a Q.
No, I forgot who this guy. I think it was just one of those guys that would just like
you see one time and they probably killed themselves or something.
Maybe. I'd like to think so. But
wishful
thinking. Yeah, Marsalisi and Hancock, they were just like, hey, you're done. You're done. So they had to call in the manager. They're like, dude, get the hell out of this room right now. And he was like, what happened? It's that's like, we literally said you have 1 minute left 4 minutes ago.
Those are my favorite people, though.
So yeah, it's a story to tell, but also at the same time, it's like people are trying to work on their shit.
Mm-hmm. But at the same time, for me, I remember the first mic I went to, I didn't perform. I went because I didn't know that there were even anything out here. Like I thought I had to go to New York City. So I went to a Laughing Buddha mic and I just watched like an entire mic as like a spectator. And I saw, I don't even know, at least 5 or 6 people eat total shit. And that was what I needed to see. And I've heard a lot of other comics say like the best thing you could do if you want to do comedy is go to an open mic to watch other people fail. Because you're going to see somebody just do terrible and you're going to go, oh, I could do at least that good. And so that's what I did. And that worked out for me. I like seeing people fail sometimes. Or do weird things. Like, Tilted Cone. Apparently him and Yusuf have been Facebook warring.
Tilted Cone?
Yeah. Remember him at all?
I don't think I've seen anything like that. Who's Tilted Cone?
He would do the Boiler Room. He still does it. He still goes by Tilted Cone. He's at every Boiler Room mic.
What's his actual name?
I have no idea. It's something different on Facebook now.
I'll have to look.
It was Tilted Cone. Now it's some other sort of penis name. But he would go up and when he first did it, he had like a golden mask that he would wear. And all of his jokes are so weird. And then, I don't know, him and Yusuf were for a short period of time getting into it on Facebook. Because Tilted Cone always does this thing, #SadBoys, that nobody gets.
Oh, wait. I know you're talking about, like, I didn't accept the friend request, most importantly, because
that's another reason why I made another Facebook, is because I kept getting friends requests. And I like a lot of the comics I meet, but at the same time, a lot of them are fucking lunatics.
Yeah, the dude's profile picture is like a dead deer or something right now.
Yeah, I think so.
Like, I don't know who you are. It's like, I have to meet you. I have to have somewhat of a conversation with you to just, like, get your friend request. I'm weird like that. But also, it's like...
I should be more like that. That's why I made the other account. Because I have kids and a wife, and my wife's always like, don't add all these weird people. I'm like, sorry, I already did.
Yeah, I have like at least a dozen friend requests just sitting on the shelf right now. I'm like, I know some of you. I don't know the other majority of you, but you're just going to sit there for a long time. This is my purgatory now, kids. My purgatory. Welcome to it.
I have a bunch that are definitely fake accounts. Like you get like a chick that's definitely too hot to live in like Goshen. And she's adding you and you're like, yeah, that's not a real person. Then you see like 2 or 3 friends that you're like, what a fucking moron. Like they added them. It's like I've never seen people so lonely to just accept like a clearly computer baiting account.
I really don't get like a lot of spam accounts friend requesting me on Facebook now. It's really just comics.
I get a lot on friends. Instagram, I get it is bad. I get a lot of spam.
I get on there. I get Bitcoin miners and like real estate,
Didn't you
stock
just post about
exchange,
that?
Wall Street.
The
On where,
Bitcoin,
Facebook or
Instagram, I think.
what did I put?
I don't know. I think it was like in your story. You put something about like a Bitcoin person, so maybe you can invest now. Some shit like that. Unless it was Shane. Shane
No, I
McMurdo might
think
have
that
done.
was. I know. I think you're thinking of Harry Van Ness.
Oh, you know what? It may have been him. Yeah. You know, it was him.
Yeah, like here's one thing I did. I had someone like a Bitcoin trader follow me once. Who was like, "Hey, I want to change your life and this and that." So I went to Google Translate and put in a bunch of like Swahili, and I was like, he'll think I'm one of those African princes or something. And then he spoke Swahili back to me in like 5 minutes, and I'm like, you're getting blocked now. That you don't do that to me. I do that to you.
That's when he just went right back to Google Translate and just did the same thing back, and you guys are just speaking broken Swahili.
I had, like I said, a real estate guy a while ago, like probably one of those, hey, you want to flip your house? Like, no, my parents own it. I can't do it. So one guy was like, hey, tell me about your life. What is it you do? And I'm like, I'm an aspiring SoundCloud rapper, and I'm trying to be the next Eminem, Jay-Z. And he was like, oh, well, good luck to you.
Even he gave up on you.
Like, dude, this conversation's going to go nowhere. I hope you know that.
He's like, most of my conversations go nowhere, so.
I'm looking at my friend requests right now. I got comics that never spoke to me, comics from New York City that I've never met, my one cousin that I don't like at all, that should not be using Facebook, and, look, it looks like I got some people from town, but I don't get why they're friend requesting me. It's like, I have that.
Showed up in like the mutual friend thing, and some people just start adding everybody. It's weird.
I've never really understood that, though. It's like, yeah, sure, we're in the same town, but I have had no verbal communication with you or know about you.
People like my drummer, I don't think he still does it because I think he almost got his Facebook deleted for it. But he would just add everybody, because then when he did like a band or something like that, he does like the mass request where he just asks everyone to come like the page or support it.
I don't blame him.
So yeah, he was doing that. So he would do it for that reason. I don't try to add anybody. Like there's two comics. I saw them both at Levity, but I never really got to talk to them personally. So I don't send them a request. But it's like, I did meet you. They would be better to have in terms of like contacts, because they actually do some decent shows and stuff. But I feel weird adding them because they're gonna be like, who the fuck is this guy?
Who might I ask? Do I know them too, or
the one's name is Nick, I believe. He's like an Asian dude.
No, not too sure. Know of him.
I'll go into my Facebook now, see if he pops up.
Stalking spree.
Yeah, I think Shane's friends with him because the other guy showed up. I forget his name. I'm really bad with names too, because you know CNS at all, like the warehouse job.
Let's see.
I used to work at this place, CNS, and everyone goes in and out of there, so you quickly forget people's names.
Is the CNS in Chester?
Yes. Yeah, I worked there for a long time. Well, like 2.5 years, actually. But for them, it's a...
I could be wrong. I think my cousin used to work there, but he still is in that complex, but he works at a Steris, the medical and hygiene supply place right next door.
Yeah, a lot of guys ran over to there because they were paying pretty decent, and they weren't anywhere near as dangerous, at least at the time. They might be bad now, but...
But I heard with Steris, it's like a 6 to 6 job. And with CNS, that's like 24/7, right?
CNS, you work like 10-hour days, usually, like 4 10-hour days a week, depending on what time of year, because sometimes it's a lot shorter because you have less to ship out. But right now, they're probably horrible with all the food that they're shipping out.
Oh, no doubt.
It'd be a horrible place to be right now. I mean, I watched guys get their legs broken and shit. It was rough. Jesus. Yeah, people just like smash into each other with high-lows and pallet jacks.
Now, I've never seen anything terrible happen for the most part, but I think I told you I worked in one of the factories also right next door to CNS. It was called Breakwell Steel.
I'm not sure you told me about that, but it sounds really familiar.
Well, that factory's been around since like I think the 70s. Under new ownership a couple of times.
Yeah, they tend to do that when someone like dies or something.
That part I don't know of, but I've heard some very terrible stories of within the past decade. But this is what happened when I was there. Just some of the guys I saw, I would turn my back for like 5 minutes, and then they would get injured. There would be like it'd be an ambulance or something. I'm like, what the fuck out? One guy had a completely normal thumb, and he put it on a brake press.
I was gonna say he pressed it.
Yep, and I think he slid it out as quickly as he could, but as it went down, he like just ripped it out as fast as he could. Like he still had it intact, but his thumb swelled up like a balloon. It was like color of a red grape.
Well, he's lucky he has it.
Ugh. And he bandaged it up, and it was gross.
I found the one guy. His name was Josh Kincaid.
Yeah, I met Josh a couple of times, but yeah, I feel the exact same way. Like, yeah, he opens up for Nick DiPaolo, and when I met him, I brought that up to him. I didn't want to like fanboy to him, even though he's the local dude.
Yeah, he stopped in at like one or two of the Levity mics I was at.
Yeah, no, he's good. I've seen his work; it's great. But I didn't want to just like be like, "Oh, you opened up for a famous guy. That's cool." Friend request sent. It's like,
yeah, I don't want to bother him. Like, can you get me on a show, please? I'm really sad. Yeah, there's a lot of those. The other guy's name was, I think it's Nick. I didn't see him on Shane's friends list, but he stopped in. He was opening up for it's not Godfrey. God damn, what's his name? He's a black comic from the city.
The one Asian guy I thought you were talking about before, because he did open up for Godfrey. His name was Andre Kim.
Oh, you know what? That actually
is that him?
Facebook. That might be. I'm gonna look him up.
Him I have on Facebook, but yeah, I just had a little conversation with him, and I sent him like a little tape.
Yes,
he wanted to work on something, so I'm like, oh, dude, no problem. Here it is, and yeah, just talked a little bit, just like what's and whatnots, like we're saying right now.
Yeah, he's the one I saw too. He came into Levity once or twice when I was there. He was actually opening up for somebody in the main room and stopped by and did the regular mic.
Surprisingly, I saw him 4 years ago. One of my friends was starting to do the Broadway open mics, not the main room, but like, the upper room, and it looks like an old broom closet or something like that. But,
where mics tend to be.
But I just vividly remember there were just like a bunch of comics, and then Andre Kim, and then my friend was talking to him right after. I'm like, hey, dude, good set. And then blink of an eye, flash forward to 4 years later, and it's like, oh, dude, I think I saw you at a club like once or twice. He's like, oh, really? Talk to him about that. Like, this is a small world.
I think it's funny just because he looks super Asian, but then he sounds more white than I do. Oh, he's a super deep voice. It's like so off-putting, but it works so well, especially with his cadence, because he has that like kind of laid-back cadence.
I see what you mean. Yeah, even though we don't have him, he posted on his Facebook today. I'm guessing he lives like in the suburbs or something, because he posted a video. It looked like he was outside like a Mavis discount place or something like that. But there was this one guy that pulled up next to him and he said something like, your people are getting us sick and stuff like what the fuck? And it was like he was doing an Instagram live, but he cut down a clip to like a minute of just him yelling at this random guy, yelling at him.
He's getting like berated and
literally
for being Asian.
He didn't say like any Asian slurs or anything, but this dude just comes up to him and he's just instigating him for absolutely no reason.
Well, it's being
taking it so well.
It'd be a fun life. Probably great being Asian right now.
He has a lot of material.
Yeah, the Chinese restaurant up the road from me is probably not going to make it through this. So
that sucks.
A lot of people like them too. But
they just opened up like 3 places in our town. Like they've only been open like 2 weeks now, but they were closed for 2 months.
Yeah, this is an odd time. hopefully things open up pretty quick. I feel like levity is going to be a while, but that's what I would like to go back to. I definitely need to do a mic again soon before I lose my fucking mind. Just dealing with my wife and kids all the time.
You have to be responsible, man.
No, I'm going to do a mic in the woods. I don't care.
But I checked out Levity's events. Like because I get their notifications and
I get emails, but I never look. My account's so flooded with everything.
It says they have stuff this week, but it's like it should be postponed because every single other thing that's been postponed has been postponed to 2021.
Yeah, like, that's great. I hope it doesn't go that long.
They still got events for July and August up, but I'm like, will this really last?
July and August is potentially, depending on how the lockdown goes, but I don't know.
Because I don't know what like public venues like that are going to be like with
maybe like quarter capacity and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like capacity,
6 foot social distancing.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Then they're gonna have like all these empty tables.
It's gonna be super weird.
Because one thing I know right now, I think New York and New Jersey. I forgot what is the exact number. I think New York. Let's say if you want to go to the park with a bunch of friends, it's now. Oh, cool! You can be around a group of 10 people, and Jersey is
gonna be 25.
That's it.
Yeah, because that's why I was talking to Yusuf about doing the microphone in the car thing. But we'll see how it goes, I guess.
Yep.
For now, that's been a little over a half hour. If you're ready to stop, I have got to take a shit.
That's it?
Oh yeah. I do pretty quick ones because I don't like to. I'm only gonna have like 5 or 6 guests right now. I don't really feel like burning it out.
I got you.
Yeah.
I'll have you on mine pretty soon because like I haven't recorded one. I recorded with Ryan Lodge last month and my one friend from Ohio. So now I have connects in Chicago and Toledo.
Oh, nice. I'm gonna steal some of your contacts.
Oh no.
I need people to talk to other than just like 4 of my friends. But I'm down to do this whenever you want to.
Yeah.
Especially now that you have Zoom, it's a lot easier than that Google Meet shit you tried to pull.
Because that's what me and friends in like college used to do. Like when we're working on a last minute project, we just went to Google Hangout, did the project for like 10 minutes, and then we just bullshit for 2 hours.
Yeah, it tends to be how most group projects go. But yeah, like I said, anytime you want to do this, let me know.
Whenever definitely.
I'm down for that. Otherwise, I'll get a hold of you later, all right?
All right, take it easy and take a nice shit.
I'm going to.
Hopefully it's not green.
It might not even be recognizable. It feels so bad. Pizza and beer. I got sour gut right now.
USA.
Yeah. It's literally just the United States coming out of my asshole. All right. Thank you for doing this.
No problem, dude. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Let me know when it's all edited and published, all right?
Yep, I'll let you know.
All right. Take it easy.
Bye.
Bye-bye.